shot up in the Daintree, up around sort of Port Douglas way up there, and then someone said to me, it was like, hey, there's this movie that Keanu Reeves is doing next year in Sydney. You should see if you could try and get an audition for it. And I'm like, oh yeah, what's that about? And they're like, they haven't released any details at all or anything like that. And all this guy told me was, he's like, I've heard it's some sort of action movie, like it's got kung fu in it, and it's set on a submarine or something like that, you know. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then, you know, fast forward 6-7 months later, my agent said, oh, I've got an audition for you, and it was for The Matrix. And originally I auditioned for the role, they wanted me to audition for the role of the guy that sells the discs, or
you know, the White Rabbit.
Yeah, the dude that's with the girl with the White Rabbit.
Right,
and all that. So it's like, it's one scene and it's with Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, yeah, right. And I remember reading it and I thought, I don't know if I'm right for that character, and so I wasn't going to do the audition. And then my agent had a Christmas party at the time, and there was one of the casting directors there, and she was like, you were meant to come and see us for this audition. And I told her why I didn't want to do it, and she said, you really should come and do it. So I went in, I did the audition, I didn't get the audition, and I didn't get the job, and so I thought, well, there you go. Wasn't right for the film. That's right. Okay, doesn't matter. But then, as the story goes, and I'd like to think it's true. I mean, definitely someone was probably set to play the mouse character, because they would normally cast bigger roles way before they cast the smaller roles. So it makes sense that someone was going to be playing mouse, and then they couldn't do it. So that's definitely true. But I heard, and I'd love to think it's true because I love the guy. And there were two actors that I really looked up to when I was growing up. They were a little bit older than me. They were in the industry, and one was Ben Mendelsohn, and two is Noah Taylor. And I heard that Noah Taylor, who surprisingly plays a very similar role in Tomb Raider.
Yeah, and he also plays a similar role in Agent of Tomorrow.
So I totally could see him playing the role. But I heard he was going to do it, and then for some reason he couldn't do it, so they recast the role, and so they went back to everyone that had gone for other smaller roles that they had already seen, and then were looking at them to go for this particular character. And then, lucky for me, that just really gelled with my personality. It's like going back to what I was saying before. When I read the other character, I thought that doesn't feel right for me, but when I read the mouse character, it totally felt right for me, and it was kind of almost like one of those things where it was just meant to be. So I was very, very lucky when I string all those sort of events together that that's how it panned out. And so it was funny just thinking, it goes all the way back to this person mentioning it to me. Oh, it's this, you know, kung fu movie on a submarine, and then coming out the other end and it becoming what it actually was, which was like one of the biggest blockbusters at the time.
So what was it like? Okay, we'll get it.